Hello and welcome back to the final A session of the day. It's the ever so exciting Olympic category, last chance Olympic qualifier of the men's 102s. And we have a stacked field and an enormous field of athletes competing here today. 13 athletes, one will not be lifting. We'll talk about that as we go through the announcement of the athletes. The first athlete out, highly anticipated. We haven't seen him compete in almost 2 years. It's Lesman Paredes of Bahrain, the world number 6. The reigning Olympic champion, the world number 2 from Qatar, Miso Hasona. Next, from Iran, in a do-or-die situation, the world number 11, Reza Dadar. He has to get back into the top 10 today if he wants to go to the Olympic Games. From Taipei, also looking to get into that top 10, is Chen Zhen. He's world number 16. And then in a huge battle with his teammate, it's the Armenian number 2, Garik Karapetyan. The Korean number 1, world number 5, is Jang Yeon-hak. Next up from Armenia, the man who Garik Karapetyan is trying to overtake, it's Samuel Gasparian. Then from Turkmenistan, the number 2 ranked Turkmenistan athlete, his teammate just got into the top 10 in the B session. That was Matyakubov. Then from Thailand, the world number 20, Sarat Sumpradit. From Korea, it's the Korean number 2 trying to overtake Jang Yeon-hak. It's Jin Yun-sung. Then the world number 9 from Georgia, Irakli Chikidze. He's probably in the firing zone here. Athletes will be trying to overtake him. Then from Colombia, the world number 17. Interesting case with him. We'll talk more about him soon. That was Jonathan Rivas. And then finally, the world number 1, the top 102 in this category with a 404 total, and really a 418. We'll talk about why later. It's Liu Huanhua from China. Irakli Chikidze there, also ready to come out for Georgia, and he is coming out. Georgia Yasinidze now turned up. He came with Irakli and Olympic champion Lasha Talakadze a few days ago. Lasha had a heavy training day today, snatched 200 kilos, starting to look a little bit more like his old self. But here's his teammate, Irakli Chikidze, 170 kilos, the world number 9 right now.
Yeah, he's most likely going to hope to improve that a little bit and defend it if needed. Oh,
great opener.
Yep, very solid.
Yeah, his best is 175. So he's not in the safest of places because his 391 is equal to 10th place 391. So whenever anyone tries to overtake 10th place, i.e. Donna Pologi, they will automatically overtake Irakli Chikidze and bump him to 10th. So if 2 people overtake him, i.e. Chen Zhen, Reza Dadar, or Jonathan Rivas, then he will move out. But the likelihood of 2 athletes overtaking him seems slim.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you watching from Oceania, it's worth acknowledging Don is in 10th right now. If he gets bumped into 11th, that's fine. Yeah. He will still get the continental slot. As long as he stays ahead of Jonathan Rivas and Wes Kitts, he will go to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, Wes Kitts opting not to lift this competition, assuming that Don gets ahead and then the continental spot would go to him.
Mm-hmm. That is, unless Rivas then gets ahead of Wes.
Yes.
Takes the continental slot with Don remaining in the top 10. Oh,
a little bit off there. Maybe just a little bit of nerves. It's a heavy opener for him too, though. He's smiling. He knows it's pretty good.
I thought that was nice. It looked light for him. It just was a bit wobbly.
Yeah, good speed, good power.
And he needs to lift brilliantly. He's got to get back into the top 10. His best total from qualifying is 390 kilos. He needs to add 2 kilos to that, really. Yeah. Gasparian now coming out. Maybe a little earlier than I would have thought. 180 is his best snatch. He has to hit, well, he just has to be ahead of Garik today. Sorry, yes, 180 is his best, yeah. Very wide grip. That's nice.
Yeah, very strong.
Yeah, that didn't look heavy at all. I would jump to 177 if I was his, and then I would just see, you know, he's probably going to want to watch Garik open at 180-ish, if that's really what he's going to open with, and then go 181 on the third attempt.
You know, he might be in a great spot, too, because he's not going to have to, he knows he doesn't need to chase Garik in the snatch.
Yeah.
He can settle, do whatever he needs to do, play his own game in the snatch, and then come out for the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
There's Mr. Thailand, getting the crowd fired up for this man right here. Paredes, he's opening at 172 as well.
This is only 5 kilos shy of his best. It's going to be a tall order for him to get into the top 10. World number 20 right now. Oh, just bobbled out.
Yeah. Great pull. He had a lot of speed and height on the bar, but just bounced off on the catch.
172 kilos.
So in the back room, Mr. Karapetyan, the snatch junior world record holder, is at 120 kilos. Jonathan Rivas is up at 165. Liu Huanhua, 130. Jin Song and Jan Yong Hak, the two Koreans battling it out for the one spot, are both at 160. But Lesman Paredes is just on an empty barbell.
Wow.
You know, maybe he'll push it a little bit more than we think. If he's feeling good, the 180 in the training hall looked nice.
Well, I think that's the big question. You know, what shape is he in? What can he do as a 102?
I've been told that he snatched 190 kilos in training.
Yeah, I believe that.
I certainly believe that, yeah.
You know, we just saw Rasul Bekov pop in.
Yes.
He did make a 220 clean and jerk this morning.
He did. Didn't get into the top 10, unfortunately.
Right. But, yeah, the 165 snatch wasn't going to carry him.
And Li Dayin has now appeared, Max, so I imagine the rest of Team China are...
Yeah, they're all there.
Shi Ziong, I see. Luo Shifang.
The usual suspects.
The usual world record holding suspects, indeed. And we have Team Colombia's watching. We see Luis Mosquera. Yeah, it's an exciting session, this one, and all the athletes are here to watch it. Here's Sarat Sampradit's second attempt at the 172. He's got the height for it. And the pull looks somewhat effortless. It doesn't get easier in the pull than that.
It's better. Better than the second attempt, or first attempt, but it just wasn't there. You know, he needs to receive that bar a little bit higher and then absorb more of it on the deceleration there into the squat. It's crashing on him a little, and then it's wobbly because of that.
So we do have word that in the back room, Garik Karapetyan is, you know, he's looking around constantly. He doesn't seem to be very focused, continually looking at what other people are doing. But, you know, he is still young, and whenever we've seen him competing or training, he does tend to do that. He doesn't stay quite as focused and insular as some of these other athletes. He's a little bit more keeping his eyes up and about. Liu Huanhua now has bumped up to and made 150 kilos in the back room. He's put his opener in at the moment at 175. But between this 173 and 175, there's potentially, you know, 5 or 6 left.
Matt Yakubov now.
Yeah, I mean, can he move ahead of Dubrovnik from the B group? I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, with his openers, that would be a big climb.
He'll be way behind in the snatch, of course. He's not catching the 187, but he's a stronger clean and jerker. You know, it has to be a perfect day for him.
You won't get there missing lifts, that's for sure.
It's unlikely to happen.
Well, now the question, somebody in his position, what does he do? Is he going to repeat, make a lift, and then move up, or is
I think he just should try and make some lifts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go up now. You know, the Olympics is probably not happening for him, but certainly not going to happen if he doesn't start making something. Wow, so 173 has been undefeated. We've had 3 attempts at it, 3 misses. Sorry, no, we've had 1 attempt at it, but we had 2 attempts at the 172, which was missed twice by Lesman Paredes. He's obviously gone up as well to 173.
Yeah, we see Medyakubov is the lifter. The clock's burning down, but you know, did Turkmenistan run over and change? No, they're cutting something off his torcalis or something. There he comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be smart to make this lift. I mean,
Turkmenistan.
getting an enormous amount of support from the crowd. The entire Turkmenistan team here, you know, barking commands, orders, encouragement.
Wow.
That's it right there.
It's a great turnover and a lot of excitement from the athletes from Turkmenistan in the audience.
Yeah, much better lift.
Yeah.
Wow, he can move up now. He's going to have to wait quite a bit, though, because we have a lot of athletes here.
So Lesman Paredes has to hit this if he wants to get a total. He's missed 172 twice. He's taken a bit of a breather by going up to 173. Allowed for Medyakubov to take 2 attempts. And here he is now. He's made more than this before, multiple times.
I was waiting for that 30-second buzzer. He's plenty of pull. He's gotten the bar high enough, but he's just letting it crash on him. He's got to catch it here.
Oh, no. What a disappointment in front of his home crowd.
Oh, it's too bad.
Yeah. But a round of applause. And Mr. Thailand doesn't look too disappointed, fortunately. Irakli Chakidze now a 4-kilo jump. This will set him up very nicely to go for a personal best if he wants to, which I'm sure he does. His best is 75. His 170 open looks nice. And here he is getting the full Georgi Asanidze treatment there with the chest rub down. And it helps so much to have a coach with as much experience as Georgi in your corner. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, I mean, making brilliant calls basically across the board. We rarely see them make any kind of coaching mistakes.
Oh, it was right there.
You know, it looked to be almost perfect and then just a hair forward.
Well, I tell you what, if he doesn't make the 174, he's not going to be able to get a personal best in the total, which might be okay. You know, he is sat right now somewhat safely at number 9, but...
Well, it affords him the luxury of being a little more aggressive here. He can take a shot at something that's kind of a long shot, if you will. And if he misses, maybe it's not the end of the world.
Jang Yeon-hak sits there waiting to come out. The world number 5 with his massive 399-kilo total. But he's not safe because just a kilo behind him is his teammate, Jin Song, who wants 400. Look Okay, out comes Chikidze again.
Yep, he's going to repeat it. Oh, it was every bit as good, but just not quite there.
It just really bounces out of his bottom position. You know, the bar has just a bit too much drop in it, so that by the time he gets under it in his deepest position, there's too much downward momentum on the bar, and it just bounces out of his reach.
Well, 175 going on the bar now. We're back to we're up to the 3 reds.
3 reds. I mean, that's going to bring out potentially a lot of people. Lesman Paredes even, although he's not ready to come out, as we know, so it makes me wonder what he's going to come out with. Lesman is still on the, he just muscle snatched 115 for a double, which means that he hasn't even dropped down and started snatching yet.
No.
So Lesman will now drop down to around 70, and he will then start his snatch warm-up sequence. We saw him do this when he set that world record in the 96s at 187. Here's Jang Hyun-hak. He is the world number 5. He has to stay ahead of Jin Song, who's going to try and beat him for that national spot at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, they're separated by 1 kilogram right now.
He snatched 182 before. And that was a little slow in the turnover, but he holds strong.
He settled into the bottom of that very well, though.
Voters, please, 175 kilos again.
And there, his teammates, they didn't even look at each other. Jin Song hit this in the training hall. He's also a great snatcher. We've seen him make 181 kilos. And then he's clean and jerked more than Hyun-hak has. So, you know, these guys are... they're basically at the exact same level.
Yeah, they're matched so evenly. This is going to really come down to who can make lifts.
And it felt for a while like Jin Song was going to be the face of South Korean weightlifting. And then he had various injuries. And suddenly out of nowhere, Jang Hyun-hak just turned up to the sport and has been absolutely smashing it.
Oh, it's forward.
That's not what he wants.
Not a good spot, especially because he's the one who's chasing.
Voters, please, 175 kilos.
So there are other athletes who want 175, so he's going to have time. Rivas is going to be called out, and so is Liu Huanhua. Garik Karapetyan is at 150 kilos. I don't know if Liu Huanhua will come out. He's at 150 kilos in the back room, so he's going to want to take at least 165 to 170 before he opens up. Okay, now, interesting situation here. Jonathan Rivas is actually ranked at number 17 in the world. He's looking not necessarily to get into the top 10. He wants to total 389 kilos. That will move him ahead of Wes Kitts, which means that he will get the continental slot because nobody from the Pan American region is in that top 10.
Oh, wow.
That's a great opener.
If he snatches like that, it's going to be a very interesting session for him.
Well, I was holding my breath because he missed 170 in the training pool twice. So to come out and hit that clutch 75 is massive.
People's Republic of China.
So
okay, Liu Huanhua now in the tunnel. He's coming out for the 75 as well.
Okay, he is coming out for this. He must have dropped back down to that 150.
Yeah, presumably he warmed up maybe a little bit ahead of time. Made the drop down to stay warm.
So here he comes. He's the world number 1. He snatched 185 kilos at the Asian Games. he weighed under 101 kilos, but he was competing in the 109s. He went on to set an unofficial 102 kilo world record. So he is by far the man to beat in this category. And that's why, because that was
strong snatch.
Perfect. Well, we saw him hit 170 4 times in the training hall, 3 times in a single session, and then the 175 as well. And I asked him, I said, what's your best snatch so far this training cycle? He said 180.
Yeah,
it looks like he's got more than 180 though.
Oh yeah. Well, Seb, I hate to break it to you, you probably were lied to there.
Max, was it 16, 17 months ago, we commentated on him in the 89s.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Here he is now, absolutely massive at 102.
Yeah, he is a specimen.
Okay, here comes Chempo Jen. He's opening up heavier than we would normally see him open up. I mean,
this is big for him, 176.
176. He is a snatch specialist, of course.
His best is only maybe 181.
Yes, 181. I think he did that at the Asian Championships last year. Yep, that's right, 181 at the Asian Champs. But of course, he's 16th in the world. He wants to get into that top 10, so he has to be perfect here. Personal records he's going to need in the clean and jerk at least. Oh, it's going to be a miss. It was a press out anyway on the left arm.
Big swing at the top of the pole on that.
Chempo Jen might just be one of those athletes who is just, he's just not there. You know, he's just outside of that top 10 caliber. You know, he can snatch with almost everybody, but his clean and jerk strength, unfortunately, because he's under that 110 mark, it just is.
Yeah, you just can't make it up.
You can't get quite up to that 390 range. Reza doing Reza things, a 4 kilo jump to 176.
His opener at 172 looked very strong.
Yeah, if he makes this, he would need 216 to get back into the top 10, from which he was bumped a few hours ago in the B session. By 2 athletes, actually, the athlete from Turkmenistan and Don Opologe from Samoa. So Reza wants to get back in.
Oh, beautiful lift for him.
Okay.
That puts him in a great spot.
You know, he has a bit of hang time when he snatches.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but it feels like the bar stays up in the air longer than it does for anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge pop at the end of the pole, and then he just launches himself under, but...
You know, you can say it if you want to.
Well, I wanted to, but I held back. We'll save it for when it really counts.
What did he say? Pop at the end of the pull? That doesn't sound very good. Okay, so Machakubov now, 176. 3 kilos up on his second attempt. 167 was his best prior to this competition, so he's, I don't know quite how, but he's going for a 9 kilo personal record today.
This is big. This is just one of those attempts you're not sure about.
No. But when he made that second attempt, it was all right.
Okay.
There we go.
He's done
Can he
it.
hold on? And look at the Turkmenistan coaches in the crowd cheering him on.
Yeah, Turkmenistan is fired up.
Oh,
Every one of them here in the audience just on their feet after that lift.
They're absolutely ready to take over. Bektum Rayamov is just so excited just then watching on.
Well, here we now have Gasparian. He's coming out 177. This is typical for him.
What we thought, yeah.
We've seen him do this. We've seen him do a little more as well. But he wants to just build that total. He knows he's going to be the stronger clean and jerker against his teammate. But can he build a little bit of a lead here in the snatch?
So I have heard word that we do believe that Liu Huanhua hadn't been over 150 yet.
Ah, okay.
So he made 150, and then he made a 25 kilo jump to his opener.
And made it look like about 150.
Right. Oh, that's smooth. Can he run it out? The central referee needs to...
You know, the referee was moving a little bit slow for my taste there.
I agree.
I don't think I would be waiting around that long.
Yeah, there's some oohs and ahs from the audience. You know, Shizi Yong has a smirk on his face in the audience.
Yeah, he's
enjoying himself.
He's a bit of a wild man. He likes the drama.
Oh, he loves the action.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Gasparian do this kind of thing before. He beautiful pull, catches it, but that wide grip, he has nowhere to go.
If he could have sat there a moment longer, I think he might have avoided the bar starting to move forward.
Well, it's just so hard to correct with that grip being that wide. You can't do anything in the bottom position. He's got to get under it.
There's Jinyan Song. Well, he's doing what he has to do, which is go up even if he misses. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's
up to 178.
178 kilos.
Wow, okay, Lesman Paredes has put in 181 for his opening attempt, Max.
That's a big opener.
That's a rather large opening attempt.
We'd expect him to open heaviest in this session. He is the world record holder in the snatch and the 96s.
Garik's put in 180. Okay, this is only 3 kilos under his best. There was a stint of posts from Jinyan Song on social media where he was snatching heavier than this off blocks every single week, sort of 185 to 190 range. But from the floor, he's not quite as good. That was
almost
just
there.
Oh, his right elbow just went. He's got to come out for that weight. I just can't see him going up again.
It would be
can't be the right decision.
Catastrophic decision to go up and miss. He's got to make a lift.
Okay, so Chen Po Zhen now coming out 178. He's also, you know, got a similar mission at hand, which is get myself to the Olympic Games, because currently I'm not going.
Chen Po Zhen missed 176. Now he's taking the increase to 78.
He's really composing himself.
He's 3 kilos off his all-time best right here.
The rest of his team in the audience cheering him on.
Oh, he doesn't even go under.
That looked like it might have actually, for one of the first times, I almost believe that there might have been a hand there. Because there was an actual very sudden jerk from that right-hand side. But I don't know. I don't know.
Third attempt.
Okay, Jinyan Song, if he doesn't make this, he doesn't go to the Olympic Games. If he does make it, he's going to have to then hit a 222 kilo clean and jerk to move ahead of Jang Yeon-hak for the South Korean spot. So this is
it's do or die. I mean,
yeah, it's do or don't go to the Olympics. Oh, and that's it for Jinyan Song. He is pinged out of the front and off the platform, and his dreams of a Paris Olympic Games now over. Jang Yeon-hak is going to go to the Olympics for South Korea. Will he even continue on? I think he will, because he's clearly in decent shape today, but certainly the pressure has been totally removed.
Well, we're only this far into the lifts, and already it's being decided.
Yeah, I mean, right now, 2 of the athletes who want to get into the top 10, one is out, one is potentially about to be.
Yeah, he's on the platform right now. Just pulled the second attempt. I mean, he didn't even go under.
If we count Sarat Sampradit, I think that's potentially 3 athletes who are about to go out, who are all trying to get into that top 10. The likes of Irakli Chakidze and Don Opologi breathing a sigh of relief.
Wow.
And Chen Po-Zhen
Again,
joins the group of, well, now 3 who have bombed out of this men's 102 session. It's what we expected at the last chance qualifier. Athletes doing everything they can. They're putting on huge weights, because if they don't hit huge weights, they don't go to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, this is all about that top 10 list. I mean, none of these athletes really are looking at much other than that.
Well, this lift from Reza Dadar is massive for him, because he's 11th in the world. If he can make this, suddenly his opportunity to go to that Olympic Games just flies up. He needs to hit 392 in the total. If he makes this, he'll only need 213, and that's the weight we know he can do. He's made as much as 219 in the past.
Yeah, he's sitting in a great position right now because he did make the first 2 snatches. 216, if he doesn't make this, would be the clean and jerk. But like you said, I mean, this would just be such a relief to make this. Just takes that pressure off in the clean and jerk.
Seconds.
Oh, he looks to have it. He's
how
fighting.
Has he done that? That
what
is
a save.
The absolute save of the day. Has he injured his elbow, though? At what cost was that snatch? 179, a personal record.
He's not looking good with the arm there.
He has to clean and jerk.
It's hanging out there by the side. He's grabbing it. Oh.
If he wants to go to the Olympics, he has to clean and jerk.
Have you ever seen a fight like that? I mean, he was falling forward and just...
Not with these sorts of weights.
Everything in him to get under. And just like that, we're at 180 kilos.
Yeah.
Still 6 lifters.
Garik coming out. He is the junior world record holder at 183 kilos. That's his personal best. He has to move ahead of Samuel Gasparian today if he wants to go to the Olympics.
Yeah,
Samuel has snatched 172. He missed 177, and he's bumped up to 180 as well. This battle between the 2 Armenians is massive.
Oh,
okay.
That's a strong opening lift.
Look at the speed of this guy. Samuel Gasparian looking very good on that opening attempt. And that's going to be putting some fear in Samuel.
Oh, yes, for sure.
If Samuel can't make his next snatch, then he's basically not in this battle.
Yeah.
He just has to hope that his best total of 396 holds off Garik, who will then try and move ahead. Okay, Jang Yeon-hak, he's just found out that he's going to the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
Can he stay focused?
His strategy may change here because he potentially has a shot at some kind of podium finish if he plays, his cards right and others don't.
Well, he told me that the most he's made this year is 180 kilos. That looks a bit too heavy today. I can't see him make it. And if he misses his 3rd attempt, I believe there's a possibility that he
withdraws.
Yeah,
I could see that as well.
So Jonathan Rivas has 180. I mean, so just to confirm one more time, right now Wes Kitts is going to the Olympics. He has the continental slot. He's not competing, but he has the continental slot because no one from the Pan America is in that top 10. However, Jonathan Rivas currently only needs a 214 clean and jerk. If he makes this, he's only going to need a 209 clean and jerk to move ahead of Wes and take that continental spot.
Yeah, he's basically trying to do what Reza Dadar just did. Build as much as he can in the snatch. Oh, that looks very heavy.
Looks a little bit heavy.
Same weight, 180 kilos.
So he's going to have one more attempt at it, but we know that Jang Hak also wants 180. A couple of athletes want 181, including Liu Huanhua, Samuel Gasparian. Lesman Paredes wants to open at 181 kilos. So Lesman doubled 165 in the back room. He then went up to 175. He's actually missed it. So arguably the best snatcher in the field, missing in the back room before coming out. Here comes Yeon Hak. Oh.
It's closer, but it's still just a bit too heavy.
It's a few misses there for Jang Hak. He only gets credited with the 175, but he probably doesn't mind because his teammate Jin Song failed to make any snatches, which confirmed his journey to the Olympic Games this summer.
So Rivas now with 180 again.
I mean, Rivas's best clean and jerk is 213. So if he doesn't make this, he's forced to get a personal best. If he does make it, suddenly things become a little bit easier for him.
Yeah, he's in such a tough spot here.
I mean, to me, I think that 180 looked a bit heavy on his second attempt.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah, he's got such a big pull, but he doesn't have the same depth that some of these others do.
Yeah, well, it's all in the commitment. Can he turn it over and actually catch it? He pulled well, but then he didn't want any part of that turnover.
This equals his best. No, you're right, Max. He doesn't want any part. So he's forced to make 214, and I tell you what, Wes Kitts, wherever he is, I don't know if he's still here watching or if he's headed back to the USA, but he will be breathing a sigh of relief there.
Yeah.
So Lesman Paredes, who just missed 175 kilos in the back room, is coming out now for 181. 181 kilos for Lesman Paredes. The last time he competed was at the World Championships in 2022, which he won in the 96s. He's actually still ranked in the top 10 in the 102s because of that performance at 96. That's how good he was. He didn't make the 175 again. So the last lift he's made is a 165 kilo double in the snatch. And this is now his return to competition.
181.
6 kilos under his world record in the lighter category.
2 seconds on the clock. And
oh my word.
He's got it.
It's a good snatch. And dare I say, he might have moved a little bit quicker there.
Yep.
He points out to Esak in the crowd, and he heads back. I mean, Max, didn't he do something similar to this in Colombia? I remember he went from 160, I think, and then opened it. He ran out.
In Bahrain.
In Bahrain, sorry.
I think he did.
No, I think it was Colombia. It was Colombia. He ran out and hit a 176 opener after missing 160.
Right.
He was late to warm up. Okay, Liu Huanhua now, 181. His official best as a 102 is 180, but really it's 185. He just did it technically in the 109s, but he weighed 100.8 kilos when he did it. Now he is likely to be sent to the Olympics for China, but if he doesn't perform well here, it's possible that they don't send him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have to make a statement.
That's a very nice statement. 181, Liu Huanhua puts him in a position to go for maybe not the gold in the snatch, because remember, we had that massive 187 in the B session, but it could give him the lead here.
I think he's so strong in the clean and jerk. He can do whatever he wants on the third attempt here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him put more than 185 on the bar. Will it be 188? I don't know, but he could miss another snatch and still crush everybody here because his clean and jerk is so good.
Yeah. So if Gasparian can hit this 181, he puts himself in a position where he doesn't only need to battle with Garik. He can actually try and get a personal best in the total, because this will be massive for him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he can try and actually push up towards that 400 mark, which really is a bit of a separator with some of these lifters. Oh dear. So
he's in a bad spot now. He's left himself with only 172 on the board.
That's not going to be enough.
Now, well, not when his teammate right now, Garik Karapetyan, asking for 185
on his second attempt.
I mean, the last thing you want is to give somebody who's a great snatcher the chance to really pass you in it.
Well, if Samuel wants to improve his total, he now needs a 225 kilo clean and jerk.
Oh, that's huge.
So he's not going to be able to do that. I mean, I wouldn't have thought, which means that really it comes down to, can Garik get to 397 kilos himself? If he can make this a 2 kilo personal record, then it starts looking possible. That looks a little heavier.
A bit odd there. He totally mistimed the end of the pull.
Right. So Garik now, if he doesn't make it, he's going to have to hit 217. If he can make it, he's only got to hit 212. 212 is a weight that we know he can hit at most competitions. 217, however, he's tried 3 times internationally and he's never made it. So he'd be asking a lot of himself.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, Lesman.
3 athletes still, all asking for 185.
Yeah, Lesman has 2 remaining. Liu Huanhua has 1, and Karapetyan has 1.
You know, from the standpoint of the competition, taking this 85 would be smart for...
Well, Lesman has bumped up.
Well, he's going to go up.
186. Liu Huanhua has also gone up to 186.
Oh, wow, he wants to fight.
Garik needs to not get swept up in this. He doesn't need 186. He needs to stay smart, hit the 185.
There he comes.
Looks like he's coming out for.
He mistimed his first one. He was just a bit off. He jumped off the ground a little bit early. The bar didn't get where it belonged.
He has pulled out some miraculous saves in the snatch before with a rounded back.
Oh, and it's easy work this time.
That is the one, and we might just be looking at Garik Karapetyan working his way to take that ticket out of Samuel's back pocket. He might be on the plane to Paris this summer. Lesman Paredes going for 186 now. So his best snatch, of course, 187. He did that as a 96. That was a world record. He did that on his second attempt, of course. He actually attempted 190 that day. Since then, he snatched 182 and 185. And it's been 16, 17 months since we've seen it. So he always rolls that bar back. He knows that he can have a bit of a tendency to have to run these lifts out. Not always because he leaves them out front, but he stands up, sort of hips first, chest drops, and he almost has to run them forward.
Oh my
that
Lord,
is
that's
just
strong.
as good. if not better, than his opener.
Oh, he's got a little attitude
Well,
there.
he's a bit cool, isn't he?
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
We haven't seen that from him for a while, but that's some swagger he's got.
He's brought it back. That's a great second attempt, and you know he's been known to not take third attempts.
Yeah.
I was told by Esak that he might not go over 185 today, so will he even take a third attempt? I don't know. He might want to do 188 for the gold medal to move ahead of the B session
I
snatch.
could see that.
And then save the world record, maybe for the Olympics. Here comes Liu Huanhua, the world #1. If he makes this, it's a bad day for everybody. If he doesn't, he's still got the biggest clean and jerk in the group. But this will be an all-time personal best. He's not even made this lift in training before. Oh, you can't quite do it. So
It looked a little slow, a little heavy there.
Yeah. Liu Huanhua at 181.
Loaders, please. 187.
He has put in 220 kilos for his opener, though. I'm not sure we're going to see anyone else attempting that.
So Lesman now asking for 187.
I think he'll go 188.
Yeah.
The gold in the snatch currently is 187.
187 kilos, Lesman Paredes, Bahrain.
That was, of course, by Hassan Bayev, who went 180, 185, 187.
205.
205 kilos, please.
Oh, he's declined.
He's withdrawn.
Yeah, he's declined. There was a
scoreboard mistake there.
Did you hear the gasp from the crowd there when people thought he was going to jump to 205? No, he's not. He just wants to. Well, you know, I like it when he does this because what he's saying is, all right, guys, I'm not going to compete with you right now.
Yeah.
But what I am going to do is just let you know that I got another attempt up my sleeve, and when we get to the Olympic Games, you know, you're going to have to contend with that because
absolutely.
Liu Huanhua, if you only make 181, I think I'll take 191.
Oh, I could see that for sure.
You better have a big clean and jerk.
Well, it closes that gap quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost comical because he withdrew, and in doing that, it brought up the first clean and jerk, which was his name. We thought he was taking an attempt at 205.
Yeah. Garik Karapetyan also he's in a similar situation. I mean, he just gone from 70 kilos to 150 kilos in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what happens when suddenly 4 people who you didn't expect withdraw. You know, that's 12 attempts. That's potentially 20 minutes of competition just removed.
Right.
And everyone's having to bump up because they're not ready. Lesman's bumped up to 210.
Well,
Masha Kubov is now the athlete out.
It can have a domino effect there too, because again, like you said, you start bumping up to get time.
And then you start missing.
Yeah. I mean, we see everybody moving around. There it goes. Now it's Rivas.
Now you have to wonder.
He's going to move. There's Colombia. They're going to bump him.
Max, you have to wonder, why is Reza Dadar put in 215? He doesn't need 215.
I mean, the only reason.
213. He's had ample time to get ready.
Oh, that's just so odd.
If he hits 213, he gets back into the top 10 and he goes to the Olympics. And yet.
No, he's calling for 208 now. Dadar's gone to 208. That's smart. That's a smart move for him. He'll get on the board. Then he has a couple of shots at what he needs.
Yeah.
You know, taking a big attempt in your opener might be demoralizing if it's, you know, tougher than you expect.
Yeah. Okay. So this will put him at.
I mean, we'll see.
387. He needs to get back to 392 to get a spot at the games.
Yeah, 208, then 213.
And he will be Iran's third athlete. Of course, we have Mir Mustafa Javadi in the 89s, Ali Davoudi in the plus 109s, and then Reza Dadar will try and get in now in the 102s. But let's see how the opener looks. And get ready for his power that sometimes turns into a squat jerk.
Yeah, it's a
sight.
Startling type of lift.
And if anyone can grind out a clean, it's this man. But he doesn't have to grind that one out.
Very nice.
He gets wider and wider with those feet.
Reza Dadar having a great day so far.
He looks a bit tired, but He's got to go to 213.
I think that was a good move for him. He's on the board. He's got a little experience on the platform in the clean and jerk. He just needs one more lift. He looks
exhausted.
Tired. He looks extremely tired. Well, he buys himself a lot of time. There's 5 athletes here at 210. Well, 4 at 210, 1 at 208.
And I tell you what, some of them are going up because Lesman just made 160. Apparently, in the back room, what happened is that all of these athletes were sat there for a while doing nothing. And then suddenly everybody withdrew. And so, yeah. Wait, no, have we had another withdrawal? Jang Yeon-hak has withdrawn as well.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, 6 have withdrawn now, including me, so.
It's a landslide. Everybody withdrawn.
They've all had to take massive jumps to catch up.
208, Rivas.
He took 200 in the back room. Well, now he's just got to go for it.
He's grabbing his shoulder there. He looks to be in a bit of pain.
Floaters, please. 208 kilos again.
He needs to hit 214 if he wants to go to the Olympics. That might not be possible based on how that opener looked.
I mean, at this point, there's no reason to do anything other than the 214.
Yeah, and he does have he said that he, at the Pan Am Champs, he had an issue with his shoulders, and he's actually only been able to train for 3 weeks of this because of that shoulder problem. So seeing it sort of rear its ugly head at a 208 opener doesn't bode well, but I mean, what do you think? He's just got to go for the 214, surely.
Okay, here's Lesman now.
He's not coming out. He only just hit 160.
I mean,
180. He just got to 180.
How much heavier is he going to open?
Well, is
his
he?
Best is 215.
Yeah.
Well, there's his coach. I wonder what's going to happen. Let's see what we see her do.
Yeah, she's coming in to make some sort of change because he is not ready to come out.
She's making a change for sure. She's looking at the scoreboard.
Liu Huanhua, the only athlete who's probably going to be,
I mean, he'll be rushed even.
Well, he's a 160.
Do his warm-ups, but he's got such a time.
These other athletes might take all of their attempts before him. So he's probably going to have 12 attempts before he comes out. And then we've been told he might be interested in a world record attempt. Matya Kubov now, 210. If he makes this, he's at
386.
386. He needs 393 to move ahead of his teammate. So he'd need 217. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. His best is 204. Here's 210.
Oh, wow. That's a good clean.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, 217 may be in the cards for him.
That is surprising. Now, it was 391 that his teammate hit, so he needs 392. So he only needs 216. 2 attempts at 216, and he gets to go to the Olympics. Now, you could do that. His teammate's not here. The rest of the team is here, but understandably. Wait, did he hit 391? No, I think he hit 392. Yeah, I think he hit 392.
Chikidze here now with 211.
Well, Chikidze is now safe for the Olympics. With the chasing athletes having almost all of them bombed out, his position number 9 is safe.
He's
5
got that.
kilos shy of his best. One red,
at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if he withdraws.
Yeah, he might be done.
He looks like he's having some discomfort in the elbow. He just doesn't look interested in doing much more.
Floaters more, 212
Yeah,
kilos.
I looked a little bit heavy.
Bahrain, Lesman Paredes.
All right, so Lesman now
Is he
212.
ready?
This has to be the last one. I mean, they've only bumped 2 kilos. Yeah, there he is.
Well, he just made 200 in the back room. So part of the reason why Lesman has not been able to compete over the last year and a half is because he has issues with his elbow. It doesn't cause him any pain in the snatch, but in the rack position, it does. He struggles to get the hand right on the shoulder when he racks the bar, I think on his right-hand side, and so that just causes some aggravation in the clean. This will put him at 398. It's actually a personal best in the total on his opening attempt.
A strong clean.
He just goes straight for it.
Oh, that's a pretty good jerk for him, too.
Job. 398.
I mean, his best is only 215 in the jerk.
Yeah.
That's a good position for him to open with. I just have to wonder, do we see any more from him now?
Well, here's something else to remember. In the B session, we saw the world number 4 now, Yevgeny Tsikantsu, total 400 kilos.
That's true.
So he's currently in the lead by 2 kilos over Lesman. So will Lesman go for 215 to get to 401?
My guess would be a 216. That'd be a personal record clean and jerk. We know he's struggled in the clean and jerk historically. He's wanted to improve it, so I could see a 16 attempt from him.
Okay, this lift is massive. 212 kilos for Garik Karapetyan. When he adds that to his 185 kilo snatch, he gets to 397, which means that he dislodges Samuel Gasparyan and becomes the Armenian who's going to the Olympic Games. If he can make this, he guarantees that spot. It's a good clean, and it's 2 kilos shy of his best.
And he's
and
in.
Just like that, Garik Karapetyan is going to the Olympic Games.
Oh.
He finally leads his teammate, and Samuel's dreams of Paris are over. And he has 2 attempts remaining. I mean, this is the performance he's really capable of, because he can go up. I think he should go 215, hit that 400 kilo total.
Yeah, that would be the day. I mean, we've seen him steadily improve this whole quad, and here he is now, the last meet.
Oh, Lesman is withdrawn.
Yeah, I suspected something like that might happen as well.
So he withdraws with 398. He comes out, he makes 3 lifts, he hits a personal best in the total, and he strikes fear into the eyes of the athletes who are going to have to compete with him again at the Olympic Games this summer. Okay, Reza Dadar now going for more than he needs.
I mean, it's a kilo more. Maybe that got him a little more rest. He looked exhausted after that opener.
This gives him 393 kilos, which moves him back into the top 10. You just have to wonder why he's doing quite as much as this. You would have thought that, I mean, it hasn't bought him any more time than doing the 213 would have bought him.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes you just put a kilo on just to be sure. It's a good clean. If he makes this, he goes to the Olympics. Oh, he doesn't. He's got one more.
Not the way he wanted that to go by
he's tired.
stretch. Yeah.
And nobody else is going. Well, Rivas is going to go for 214 as well because he has to. So they can provide each other with a little bit of rest. If either of them make this lift, they go to the Olympics. Wow, 214 is a big number for this session. It means a whole lot. If Jonathan Rivas makes 214, a personal best, he will move ahead of Wes Kitts from the USA, who currently holds the continental slot, which means that even though he's outside of the top 10, he will get the invite to the Olympic Games.
This would be a huge lift. This would be so big for him. 214.
He missed 208 on the jerk. This is massive. He's just under it, and he's just up. It's too much for him.
Pushes him down all the way.
And he's got one more, but it just feels like
there's no resistance on that bar.
He's not even beginning to push back up on it, and he's almost passing out there.
He looks in pain. His shoulders, his elbows are hurting.
Yeah, he is just not feeling good. This sport is brutal, and it can really beat you up at its highest of levels. So, again, 214 this time for Reza Dadar.
He's got to come out for it.
He's got to make this.
There's nowhere to hide.
He only needed 392. He only needed 213, but oh well. I mean, it's barely any difference, is it, at this level? Well, I suppose when you're approaching your max, it really is everything. So, Reza Dadar from Iran. If he makes this lift, he becomes the third athlete from Iran to go to the Olympic Games. If he doesn't go. It's a good clean.
He's got it. He's got it. Is he fighting? No! Oh.
Reza Dadar.
Devastating. That is a devastating loss.
It is reminiscent of his teammate, Kianish Rostami, dropping the winning clean and jerk behind him. Oh, what a shame.
That is brutal to watch. It is so painful. You have to imagine what is going through Reza Dadar's head right now.
That was his ticket to the Olympic Games, and you know, he had it in his hand, and he let it slip between his fingers.
It was locked out overhead. There it is. There it is.
And then he overcorrects Reza Dadar. It's painful to watch. Absolute agony. Speaking of agony, here comes Jonathan Rivas, his shoulders in such pain. He has to make this also if he wants to go to the Olympics.
This would be an unbelievable lift for him to make 214.
He's not made this sort of weight.
He's done. He knows it's over. He's not even going to try.
Wow, he's not going to even try. He's in too much pain. He can't do it. Jonathan Rivas, a bit of a legend in this sport, is going to withdraw from trying to go to this Olympic Games. You can see
he's in pain just standing there.
The pain, which means that Don Opologi remains in the top 10, and Wes Kitts will get the continental slot in the 102 kilo category and will go to the Olympic Games.
Voters, please.
Garik Karapetyan, 216. Wow, he's looking to become the number 2 ranked 102 in the world if he makes this lift.
Well, Karapetyan's had a great day so far. He made that 185 snatch.
This will put him at 401.
His opener sealed the deal for his Olympic journey. And now he's going up 216.
Well, right now, joint numbers 2 and 3 are 400. Sorry, 2, 3, and 4 in the world.
Yes,
are 400. You've got Miso, you've got Akbar Jarayev, and you've got Yevgeny. But Garik is going for 401. If you didn't know him, now you do.
Oh, it buries him.
Tough.
He's up.
He has a long split. And it's so long, and it's long enough that he gets under the bar.
Look at that save.
And
what a fight.
He holds it. That is the performance he's been after.
Yes.
And the 401 moves them ahead of Takantsu from the B session and puts him into the lead.
You know, he has one more attempt. I mean, dare I say, he has a shot at getting up there to the 405. I mean, that was a very hard clean and jerk, but still, he's done that on 5 attempts. 217 now. Nadia Kubov. This is what he needs to get into the top 10.
So So this will put him a kilo ahead of Turayev, who made 392 kilos in the B session and cracked into that top 10.
He's been waiting quite a while.
If he makes this lift, he dislodges his teammate, and he becomes the athlete from Turkmenistan at the Olympics. Can he get up with
tough.
it? Oh, he can't do it.
He was standing there with his bent knees just right into the jerk, but he's got another attempt.
Floaters 217 kilos, please.
He's got another attempt. So Liu Huanhua saw what was going on with the rushing, and he worked himself up to 210 just so he's ready. Then he's dropped down. He's hitting pows at 150. Karapetyan is withdrawn.
Yeah, he's done
from the competition.
Everything he could have done. I mean, he had a great day.
Chikidze's put in 223. I don't know why. I don't know if that means anything. It would put him at 300. It put him at 403. That just seems like a strange attempt. I don't feel like he should be. Well, I don't think he'll go for that. I think what we're going to see is this final attempt by Matya Kubov, and then I think we'll see Liu Huanhua hit 220 for the gold, and then he's going to jump 12 kilos to 232 and attempt a world record in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That would
why
be my prediction.
Would put 223 on the bar. That 211 was a tough lift.
That's very hard. Okay, this for the Olympic Games.
Junior world record attempt.
Oh, it's a junior world record attempt. This to beat Garik Karapetyan's clean and jerk by 3 kilos.
The Turkmenistan athletes, the delegation is rabid.
Yeah, they're just meters from us.
Not heard that kind of fervor before.
This is a get yourself to the Olympics and set a junior world record kind of performance here. Nobody expected it. His best coming into this was 204. This is 217. He made 210 on his opener. It's a better clean, but it's tougher in the recovery. Oh, surely.
He's got to straighten out here before the jerk.
He's shaking. He's passing out.
Just too much.
You could see just no oxygen, and he is unable to make that lift. But he's a rising talent, this young junior.
Floaters, please. 220 kilos.
So Liu Huanhua now for 220.
So Liu Huanhua will come out at 220 kilos. He's a fun athlete to film. He actually joked with us that at the moment he really envies people with good muscle definition because he used to be like that too. But he is no longer since moving up to this category.
He may have a bit of a skewed perception of himself. I don't think I would.
It has to be said. I think he
this man.
He looks quite muscular.
Yeah, I mean that's about all he has is muscle.
Yeah. So this lift, 220 kilos, will put him at. Is this just going to put him at 401?
Yeah, this gives him 401.
But that equals Garik.
It does. I have to believe that he's confident he's going to do more than 220.
This seems very strange, though. I would at least do 221 for the win. And he's up. He does have a pretty stable jerk. Look at that.
Yep, that's strong.
That is a mammoth opening clean and jerk.
Well, what you sacrifice in muscle definition, you make up for in strength, I suppose.
Now, what do? Do they just feel totally confident that he's going to the Olympics and he doesn't have to win and just take the attempt at 232 for the world record? Or do they hit 226 and then go to 232?
I could see a 226, 227.
And Max, is there any chance that Chikidze is just helping Liu Huanhua out by giving him a bit of rest?
I would not think that.
No. Liu Huanhua's put in 230.
Yeah, that's a placeholder most likely.
Surely Chikidze's not coming out for 222.
Why 222?
I mean, it gives him the win if he makes it.
Right, yeah. This would be 402. No, this would
No,
be...
it won't. It'll be 392.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is, it seems
It's a kilo personal best in the total.
A bit of a crazy attempt, actually.
Considering how...
211 didn't look like 222 was the second lift after it. I guess we'll see, though. He's going to need an enormous pull.
No.
Yeah, it's just not there. That's...
And he won't be able to come back out and do that.
I don't think anyone expected that to go. That's just giant.
That seems almost like a show your hands type thing there.
You know, maybe he just wanted to be able to put it on the bar
and
say that he tried it.
I mean,
hopefully no one has the video.
Well, unfortunately,
Tell his
we've
friends.
got it at least in multiple cameras already, as have all of these other.
Well, 230 now. Yeah, Liu Huanhua. Is he going to go?
Is he going to go 232?
No, 225. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So 225 gives him a 406 total, which is, it just extends his lead as the world number one.
It's everything. It's the win. It's the improvement in his total.
After which, we might then see him attempt the 232.
China, second attempt.
There we have the whole Chinese delegation, Tian Tao, sitting on the far right, far left.
So here he comes, the world number one. This is for the gold medal in the total. And extends his lead as the best in the world. He missed this at his last competition in Doha in December, but he has made as much as 233 kilos before, which surpasses the world record.
Oh, he's up. Right to the jerk.
He is so powerful in that jerk, and he has that big back foot recovery. But he's the champion, he is the world number one, and he's just done it once again. His fourth international win since he turned up to the sport in Colombia just 16 months ago.
102. World record in the clean and jerk is 231. It is the world
Now,
standard.
I spoke to Misa Hasona, who's attempted this world record many times. I spoke to him just prior to this session. He said, what do you think Liu Huanhua is going to do? And we said, we think he's going to go for a world record in the clean and jerk. And Misa said, what? No, he's not going to do that. Maybe 228 tops.
Oh, wow.
And now Miso is sat down in the audience watching, as I suspect we're going to see 232 requested. The only other thing is that he goes for the world record total.
232.
Okay, he'll go for the 232. So this will give him a... Oh, this gives him the world record clean jerk and total.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 today.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 special on Liu Huanhua world records. And this is definitive that he is the world number one, and that he will surely get the Olympic selection along with Li Fabin and we think maybe
Xu Zhiyong.
Well, we don't know. I mean,
it's so
Li
hard.
Dayan's still number one.
Yeah.
But the threat of Carlos, who knows? We just don't know. But Liu Huanhua surely will become the world number one if he makes this. So Liu Huanhua made 233 kilos at the Asian Games. That was in October of last year. It didn't count as a world record because he was technically a 109 despite weighing under 102. Now he finally gets to take another attempt at it. This time it will be official. If he makes a 232, it will be a world record clean and jerk in total. He told us that the most he's made in training this year is 230 kilos.
This is a massive lift, 232 kilos.
We've seen people pull this weight, but we've not seen anyone make it officially yet. It's a solid pull, and he's up with it.
Sticks the jerk.
Oh, he sticks it. Can he hold on? Yes, he can. Liu Huanhua is the world record holder in the clean and jerk and total. He is the best in the world, and he's the best in the world by 13 kilos. And nobody is coming close to this guy yet. What a performance from the young athlete out of China.
Just destroying the field. He crushes everybody. 5 for 6.
That is incredible. And the only athlete to make all 3 clean and jerks. Only one made 2. And if we look at that scoreboard, we only had 9 made clean and jerks out of a possible 39. I mean, of course, we did see 6 people withdraw, but even so, that is just staggering. An unbelievable session. Liu Huanhua dominant. And Max, what do you think he can make in the clean and jerk?
Oh, he's got more in him. I think we'll see possibly in excess of 235 at some point.
I feel like if he had to make 236, I think he could.
Yep.
And Miso Osona is looking at me. He's smiling. He gives me the thumbs up because he knows that it's on in Paris.
Yeah.
He's going to have to do 233 kilos to get that record back. And you know what? If anyone can do it, it's going to be that man right there.